Welcome to this Early Years Entitlements Guide. This is a guide about special educational needs and disabilities and early years entitlements. SEND or SEN are commonly used acronyms for special educational needs and disabilities. The definition of SEND can be found in the SEND Code of Practice from 2015. A child is considered to have SEN if they have a learning difficulty or disability which calls for special educational provision to be made for them. This does not mean they need a special school or a specialist provision. It means they need additional care or provision that is different to or additional to that of their peers of the same age. SEN does not mean the child has a formal diagnosis or is registered disabled. All children are unique, and this includes children with SEN. Special educational needs or disabilities can affect children differently. It can affect their behaviour or their ability to socialise. It can affect their communication skills. It can affect their learning ability to read and to write. It can affect their ability to understand things. It could even affect their concentration levels or their physical ability. There's no one size fits all for SEN, and these are just some examples of how SEN may affect a child's ability to learn. When considering if a child in your care has SEN, consider what additional support they need. Is that support different to or additional to the other children in their age group? Do they have greater difficulty in learning than those peers? Does their difficulties hinder them from making use of the facilities like those other children in their age group? Do they need different or additional provision to be made for them? Do you think when that child reaches compulsory school age, they'll most likely need additional support that would be different to or additional to the others in their class if you don't put additional support in place for them now? These are all just things to consider when considering, do you think that child has SEN? The local authority uses the Early Years Entitlements Hub to gather information about the children in your setting claiming their early years entitlement. The SEN stage is a mandatory field on the child record. If the child has no special educational needs, please select No Special Educational Need. If the child has additional needs and you are providing SEN support, please select SEN support. If the child already has an Education, Health and Care Plan in place, please select Education, Health and Care Plan. Most children with SEN will not require special resources or enhanced staffing to be successfully included in your setting. Settings normally meet the additional needs of the children through good quality teaching and the EYFS statutory framework. However, in some cases, the children may need additional support or additional resources. Inclusion funding aims to promote the inclusion of children with SEN to participate in your early years setting. Inclusion funding is an evidence-based funding stream. More information can be found on the lincolnshire.gov.uk website. Once authorised each term, inclusion funding is paid monthly alongside your early years entitlements claim. This will show on the child record as a weighting. You will be able to view this payment on the Early Years Entitlements Hub. If you have a child on your Early Years Entitlements claim that is in receipt of Disability Living Allowance, you may be able to get Disability Access funding. Ask the parent to provide you with a copy of the Disability Living Allowance letter and nominate you on the parent declaration form to receive this payment. This is an annual payment that will be payable for all cohorts of children on your claim. For more information about Disability Access Funding, please watch the Disability Access Funding Guide. EHCP payments are paid directly to the provider from the SEND finance team, and the provider will receive a separate remittance for these. If you have any questions regarding your EHCP payments, please contact either your caseworker or the SEND finance team. The SEND Finance Team email address is senfinanceproject@lincolnshire.gov.uk. These payments will not be processed by the Early Years Entitlements team and will not show on the Early Years Entitlements hub. Children with an Education, Health and Care Plan or in receipt of Disability Living Allowance can access funded childcare from the term after their second birthday. They can access up to 15 hours per week. Parents should apply online using the Parent Portal. This can be found at www.lincolnshire.gov.uk/parent portal. More information can be found on the gov.uk website. If you have any questions about SEN and EYE, please contact the Early Years Entitlements team directly at eye@lincolnshire.gov.uk.